Strahd, or not Strahd, Hidden Heavens Campaign 5, Session 19, due to an absence. And Strahd this week. No biggie. We have our guest, Chip. I'll go ahead and place him down on the board, and we'll continue to fight. And you guys will get to, do your thing. You didn't have a dedicated character for Chip, did you?
No.
Okay.
Because they don't have Tabaxi.
That's weird,
Yet.
honestly.
It is weird.
Time for you to put
you
down
sure?
funny cat.
But say that. Where's the? I mean,
That's
they're
what you
missing out
said,
on all
they
the
didn't
furry
have 'em.
money. Missing out on a lot of furry
It's not
money.
even in that conversation. Here you go. I guess you have a rat man.
Sure, it's about the right size. So what level is the party now?
9.
Woohoo.
Yeah. God, I'm planning this so carefully. Of where is the best place to run at the start of this turn? And y'all, when I tell you the brain power is taking
Where you
straight
take
into
it
the-
like a man.
No, she has a plan.
to not specifically to avoid doing that.
No. Her plan is she is liberating steps. She's about to get a lot of people out of this.
You know, you can always do that
However-
out of combat.
I'm a little worried about
are
Theo
you
about the
gonna
ring.
have like all these commoners with a maximum of 4 health run a fucking elemental?
Okay. No, out of the rain that it
Might
seems
work.
to be getting stronger and stronger and possibly damaging.
Has
I thought we were gonna
anyone
try to get
ever
rid of
died
that.
from rain that wasn't a fire elemental?
Yeah.
Don't ask that question in Osric.
Okay, true, but like
Theo is
they
like,
don't know that.
listen. Theo was like, I swear it's not going to actually be the tsunami I threatened last session and said it was beginning to look like a tsunami.
From a distance, yeah.
Are we in the eye of the
Don't
storm,
worry
Theo?
Of course you're in the eye of the storm.
What about the people that are not in the eye of the
Listen.
storm, Theo?
Listen, Toasty. It'll be okay. It's not dangerous as long as I'm not the one causing it to rain.
I don't trust that. I don't trust that at all. Like,
Alright,
well, I'm gonna be
pull
real.
this
I'm gonna be
counter.
real with you. The trust I have in
That's
you right now
vampires
is
on what?
negative.
Wow, I see.
There we go. Alright. Natalia,
Don't
Cat-
call on me when you just told me
the cat's
everything.
out of the bag. What are you doing?
Oh God, you just told me what I was planning on doing was a bad idea, Theo.
Well, you're the one up in initiative, so I don't know what to fucking tell you. Make a decision.
Theo.
Don't Theo me.
Screaming. I guess
You
if-
will move. You will move after edicts,
Thank you.
not you. Chip.
I thought you were giving me freedom from hell.
No.
Oh God.
freedom.
Okay. Then I guess. Fuck. All right. So I guess.
Make a decision. Hit something. Run from something.
I hate
Just
when you
do
do
the
this
thing
to
you were
me.
going to do.
Told it was a bad idea, so I'm just gonna
I
nap.
didn't
I guess
say it was
throw-
a bad idea. I said, I'm like, are you sure that's a good idea? That's not saying it's a bad idea.
That's a Theo. Is that she's just gonna swing with her longsword at the genie. 21 for the first one. 10 for the second one.
Using a free teeth, not a genie. Or Jin, if you must.
Okay, he's a Jin. Does a 21 hit the Jin?
It does.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and put a third
There-
level divine smite on that.
There's now a slight scent of juniper berries in the air.
Oh my god. Usually I have my shit
Take
together,
fucking
but I
funny,
was.
do you?
There we
I
go.
am hilarious, thank you.
Okay.
we go.
You know, for someone with an AC of 16, you're pretty
That's
funny.
40, an extra 48 with it.
Oh, I just got that joke now. Nice.
Hey, look, you laugh at my armor class, but I haven't been hit once. This is bad
So,
combat.
Theo,
fix that.
28 plus 4.
Oh man.
32
hmm,
to the Jin. 32 to the Jin.
okay, 32 damage.
Yes.
Okay, is that
And then
is that magical damage?
yeah, she used her divine smite.
Okay, but it's your
Radiant.
weapon magic.
I believe it's technically radiant. Yeah, isn't radiant technically magical though?
Yeah.
No.
It's a type of magic damage.
Well, it is a type of magic, but it's holy magic.
It is a type of damage. Is your weapon magical?
I think the radiant damage
To
portion
her
of it
it
always
is,
does
I
full
guess.
damage.
Unless the target's like resistant to radiant for some reason. Yeah.
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 Is your weapon that you're swinging magical?
No, not currently, but she
Okay.
did put radiant
How
on
much
it.
of that damage was your weapon damage?
4.
Okay.
Panic.
That's why we specify how much of type damage. Remember, like when other people are talking, they're like, okay, that's 18 slashing, bludgeoning, and they specify if that is magical. Because some creatures
Okay,
have
cool.
resistance against non-magical damage.
Okay.
Thank you.
Then she's gonna use her bonus action and move this bad boy another 5 feet over here. And swing at him with the star knife from her words. From her spiritual weapon.
You say her
Uh,
words really do cut.
15 to hit.
No.
Okay, and that's the end of Nat's turn. Thank you for your
Katya
time.
faints.
The rain was too much for her.
No, he stares at her with his big old beady eyes, and she just like sighs and faints. She swoons.
Oh my god.
She swoons into
I would like to
unconsciousness.
point out, this is the second time she's experienced rain.
Yeah.
True. That would be fair.
Oh, Theo, it's at the end of my turn. Oh my god, I can add another 9 damage to that because of my thingy.
Okay.
So another 9 damage because of my radiant soul.
Okay.
Nice job remembering.
A little
Thank
bit
you.
slow to turn on.
Okay, listen, we jumped into the middle of combat. I didn't even get time to warm up like I normally do at the start of a session. And before this, we didn't know I was playing Natalia tonight.
All right.
It wasn't the end of my turn, though, so ha. Continue.
Okay. So, it is going to look at edicts. And actually, Chip, does your character look squishy at a glance?
I mean, how can you tell if a cat looks squishy?
Does it look like, I don't know, dude, man, I don't know. Would you like to meet that cat in a dark alley?
He's 2 foot tall. He's a little over 2 foot tall, and he's dressed in a loincloth and leather armor, wielding a big stick that's taller than him.
Okay. Probably doesn't look that squishy then. Jin doesn't know people that well. He assumes you're a person. Just very weird
Yeah.
tabaxi. Very weird cat. Okay.
Yes.
So he is going to look at this man who has insulted him, and he's going to hurl flame. I am sorry.
Did it crit?
It is a crit.
Y'all, maybe that's why the fucking dice wanted us to play this tonight.
That is 27 damage to edicts.
I'm sorry, what's happening?
You got hit.
You're getting
crit.
attacked.
I'm
Does a
not.
21 hit you?
No.
What do you mean no?
No, I told it doesn't hit.
What's your AC?
20 billion.
What's your AC?
16, of course
Okay.
it hit. You just told me my
Okay,
own
I'm aware,
AC
but I didn't
not
know if
2
you had any
minutes
other
ago.
effects that like aren't listed. You know, I'm not gonna assume.
No, I don't think I have any reaction.
Okay.
Don't have any
Not that.
shield spells.
I'm not that close.
All right. So that is a total of 41 damage.
Oh.
What type of damage?
Fire.
Fire? Pog.
You're-
That's not 41.
It halves because you're a tiefling.
Do you have fire resistance?
He
The
should
alt-
as a tiefling.
Continue.
It's a tiefling natural thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All tieflings have it, which is why I'm sad I gave it up right before this
Oh,
fight.
okay. You know, he
Well,
should have hit.
not
He
all
should have hit
tieflings
Natalia.
do, but it depends on the bloodline thing.
Okay.
Mm.
A lot of them do. Not all.
Yeah. Most of them do.
Let's see. All right, his fire elemental will smack him as well, I suppose. All right.
Oh, I found out why I have advantage. I will say, Theo, that snort, that like noise you just made sounded like you were so done with my shit.
A little bit.
Yeah, I figured it out.
It makes 2 attacks. One is a 19. I assume the 19 hits you.
Yeah. I don't have any reactions.
Okay,
I'm
gotcha.
finding this out about the O-Rigger. You don't get reactions.
No, he was smacking Natalia.
Oh,
Oh.
he smacked me?
You said
Yes.
him.
You said
Natalia
him.
confirmed to him.
Oh, true.
How many? Okay, what?
The fire elemental is smacking Natalia.
Okay, what did it
It was
roll?
a 19.
Yeah, it hits her armor class exactly. How much
Okay.
damage?
It's not that much. Oh. Hmm.
I don't like that noise.
It's fine.
I don't
It'll
like
be,
that
it'll be
noise.
fine. It's it's not that much. It's
What's
9 fire damage.
Okay.
Since you are
Mhm.
considered a creature, you
Mhm.
ignite.
Uh-huh.
Until you take an
Mm.
action to douse the fire, you take 1d10 fire damage at the start of each of your turns.
Okay, but it's raining.
It's raining.
That is a good
Can
point,
rain,
actually. Yeah,
can
fire
rain
does that.
douse me?
Fire
Okay,
does that.
cool, thanks. So you just see Nat just for just a second tense up, and then the fire just goes completely out. Her wings are safe.
Your wings are safe, but your hair is ruined.
Oh no, her hair. Listen, you leave her hair alone.
It's accurate that
Just-
you were literally set on fire. It just singed.
Just for a second, Natalia wonders, why does fire suddenly hurt?
That's exactly what it is. I think she's never experienced fire hurting like that before, so just there's just a second of panic.
And that's not normal.
I
Just a
shouldn't have him.
squeak of worry.
That's not normal. No.
You just see Nat just for a second look down at her skin with wide eyes, and just she's notating to test this
She's
later.
a slightly shade darker pig. Alright. Edicts.
Whoa! Combat! Who the fuck was I attacking last time?
The Afriti,
Somebody
probably.
remind me. I'm gonna attack. No, I specifically said not to attack the Euphrates. Don't
Okay,
try
then
and trick
There's
me.
only 1 or 2. There's only 2 targets.
I could attack Atia.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Good.
Oh
Didn't
god,
say
y'all.
no.
Get the
Alright,
genie.
Yeah.
I
The thing
don't
is that
have-
like, the thing is if you kill him, the thing is that based off the spell that they use is, if they break concentration or if like their spell gets broken somehow,
yeah,
that doesn't disappear.
the
It just
elemental
goes
is gonna
crazy.
rampage.
Wait,
Yeah,
I did
that's
damage
why I
to
said
him.
not to attack him.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, check for concentration on the genie. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it was like 30 damage, so that's a 15 DC.
Yeah.
He does not have amazing constitution apparently.
Why did I
Is it
remind
wait,
Theo
what's
of this?
the it's constitution, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Constitution.
Oh, actually no, he has amazing.
I rolled in that one.
Fucking dude.
Did I do really?
I rolled in that one.
I
Yeah.
was making a
Oh
joke.
my god.
Well, I did interrupt my fucking statement at saying, "Oh, he has an amazing concert." You know, it's not hard to guess what happened.
Oh,
The fire elemental goes fucking crazy.
Oh yay.
Oh god. At least
Okay.
we're right near it, so.
There's only one problem.
Mm-hmm.
The Afriti is quite literally immune to fire damage. There's nothing it can do to him.
Okay, well, I have no more bonus actions. I am now just a regular martial. I swing at the element.
All right.
First one doesn't hit. Does a 21 hit?
It does. It has an AC. It has a AC of 13. You sure the first one didn't hit?
I'm positive. I don't want to talk about it.
Is it a nat one?
It was a 2.
Oh.
Let me do my damage. It has 2 seals on it, so I'm gonna do both seals, so that's an extra 6. So 3, 9, 13, 14 plus 4 is 18 damage. It's magical damage. So that's actually plus another one. So what did I say? 15? So it's 15 now. No, 18. 19. 19 damage total.
Okay. It's not looking great. Oh, I forgot to roll for the let's see, it's taking
I also heal 8 points. Pog. Because I used up the seals.
it also takes 16 damage from the rain on its turn.
Oh hell yeah.
So it's not
Nice.
it is not happy. It's looking at the fucking dude who just lost concentration like it's pretty pissed off. It's like, why the fuck would you summon me here?
Should have summoned a rain elemental.
Well, it's in a free tea, so I doubt that would go very well.
It worked better in it for him.
All right. The magic words, Varula. Oh no, sorry. Chip.
Yee. I think I'm just gonna be mean to it from the get-go. Let's cast Wall of Water or Maelstrom on at the feet of the fire elemental. A swirling mass of 5-foot deep water appears in a 30-foot radius centered on a point you can see within range. The point must be on the ground or in a body of water. Until the spell ends, the area is difficult terrain, and any creature that starts its turn there must succeed on a strength save or take 66 bludgeoning damage and be
Oh,
pulled 10 feet
great.
towards the
Oh
center.
god.
Katya is dying after all.
Oh god.
All right. How wide of an area is this?
It's 30 foot, but I'm centering it outside of the zone to where it's not going to hit Katya.
Okay, so
That
you're gonna go
I
Nat?
would say
Oh,
that's a wee bit like precise.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm basically sending it off to the left of the fire elemental.
Is it gonna hit the people? How far out does it go?
It's 30 feet.
And
There
is
you
it gonna
go.
hit Nat?
Well, it's gonna hit both of us. Not Katya,
Okay,
though.
you get a +5. Remember, you're right beside Nat.
Okay. Remember, your turn is first. You're being drugged to the center at the start of your turn. I'm not getting that +5.
So it was more to I don't have anything that would
Roll
turn it
damage?
because everything else is fire.
Talon, depending on how much damage you do with that, you could easily kill Nat. I'm telling you now.
I am aware of this.
How much damage was that?
26 points of bludgeoning.
Oh god.
Okay, it won't kill Nat, so that's fine.
Every round that you're in it.
Oh, thank you, Talon.
I'm sorry.
Okay, but you can also cancel it whenever you want.
I can cancel it whenever I want.
What about the people? Are they at least safe from it?
Yeah, no, they're not in it at all.
Okay, cool. I know what I'm doing is
so
an action
the
on my
fire
next turn.
elemental puffs out into smoke, and it leaves behind an ember-looking rock that starts to crack.
Why do I feel like it
Okay,
just left
yeah.
behind a nuke?
I can. Well, no, that's its core. Yeah, as soon as the elemental's gone, I banish it. The spell ends.
Well, it's not
It's a
your
free
turn.
action.
Well, it's the end of
Well,
you
yeah.
know, it's like
I mean,
this would
finished
happen at its turn,
movement and everything.
right? So
Yeah, yes, but once it's back to my turn, I'm gonna banish the spell.
okay.
So yeah, it was just for the fire elemental. I didn't care about anything else on that one.
So is combat over?
No.
No,
Oh, we didn't kill. I thought we killed the Jin for some reason.
No,
ignore my lion. That's my plan for after this.
sorry.
It's fine, Talon. It's fine.
I don't want to spend more side points if we got more to do.
It's fate. You have to spend them all.
I'll spend all of them. All right, we'll just sleep in the middle of the day.
It's
We
almost
just need a short
night.
rest.
Oh, it was
in
like
the
mid-
it's like in the early evening.
All right,
Very
well, I
early.
guess sleep.
More afternoon and evening. It's like
Yeah,
2
I
p.m.
get- We'll just go to sleep at 3. Take a siesta,
Aha, aha.
a long one.
All right.
Just do a short rest.
Fair enough.
That's always an option.
I think it's you.
Oh, it's my
Yes,
turn?
it is Marula.
Yeah. It's your turn.
All right. So the start of this thing. Do I want to spend more side points? Oh my god. All right. I guess. All right. Let's spend more side points. I guess, and we'll do a smite arrow this time. For max points. Let's go. The full 7.
You're having some ringing in your microphone, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
that was the
hearing
mic-
a
that-
dial-up internet.
That was the microwave. Sorry, I am
Okay.
I am next to the kitchen, and my girlfriend has this microwave something. All right. Alright, so slash roll 1d20 plus what is it? Mine to hit plus 9, I think. 21 to hit.
That will hit.
All right, let's roll all the damage. Okay, so speed dart, 1d10. I spent 7 points, so that's 7d10 plus the bolt. 1d12, 1d. What does a normal crossbow do? D8 plus 3. 1d8 plus 3 plus 7d10. Oh wait, I forgot to do slash roll. D8 plus 3 plus 7d10. 43 damage.
Okay. That hurts.
And then so Vrula shoots and then runs away. Some more.
God.
It
We're still not-
glares at you with its ability to
still-
teleport.
Can it teleport 125 feet?
Yes, it can.
Oh no. Oh no.
What's your charisma saving throw like?
Very average.
It's gonna send you to the plane of fire when it gets a chance.
Yay.
All right, Natalia.
All right. So first off, strength saving throw. That's a 15. Does that save?
That's a good question. Does it?
Talon.
What's that?
Does
I
that
don't
save?
think it does.
I didn't hear what
15. Does that save?
on. Let
Your
me see.
spell.
Let me see. Yeah,
Your
no, I'm. Sorry, it's been a minute since I played Chip. Give me a
You're
second.
fine.
16.
Fuck.
So it does not, and she takes
Okay, so
26 bludgeoning damage.
I am
20?
sorry.
You watch as Nat gets absolutely battered and is looking real fucked up and real soaking wet.
You hear? I'm
Aw.
She's like
sorry.
almost out of it, and then next
I'll
thing you
heal
know, it's
you.
like
And you watch as Nat just, I think on instinct more than anything else, she's going to use a second level spell slot and Misty Step 30 feet out of it. So that's where this, oh god, oh, it won't let me move it exactly. Oh, my carefully planned. So she's gonna Misty
That poor
Step
horse.
30 feet out of it. And I think seeing what's happening, seeing the tsunami coming around, everything happening, she's going to go ahead and run 60 feet. She's going to use her action to dash. She's going to dash right there beside that man, who I hope is having a good day. And that is the end of her turn. And now Theo, whatever their movement is, everyone within 10 feet of her just needs to use 5 feet of their movement, and they're going to be able to get out of their chains because of her Liberators thing.
Okay. Edicts, do you look like you have a good... Would the Ifriti think you have a good charisma saving throw?
This is Johnny.
I don't remember, dude. You've had so many weird changes.
Okay, in that case, the Ifriti is going to look at Edix, see his opulescent and iridescent hair shine in the rain. Edix is going to look back at him like he's about to fight, and his eye color changes to the exact shade of the Ifriti's favorite color.
Red.
He reaches out a hand to you and says, "Come with me, my love."
Edix will reply, "Ooh, sorry. I'm already taken."
He is very sad.
What? Sorry, I got a call from my brother-in-law. Why am I sad?
No, Edix is being hit by the genie, apparently.
Oh, okay. I heard she, and I was like, me? What?
I'm pretty sure the only
All right. So
the
he's
only
going
person
to...
in the group that has a higher charisma than Edix is currently Katsu, and that's because she cheesed a couple of
Well, no, because Nat
couple
has.
of mini deck.
Yeah, Nat has the highest charisma, I think.
All right, Edix. I'm sorry.
No, you're-
Oh
don't lie.
God. Oh. We're
What spell
fucked,
did you even
y'all.
cast?
TBK.
You need to make a charisma saving throw.
Well, you know I make these. Don't even try and act like I don't, because that's an 18 plus 8.
Oh, thank God. Wait.
Okay. You
Does
save.
that make it? Okay.
The Ifriti disappears.
Also, I'm pretty sure I have a minor boon where anyone that how the hell did that eye thing go? Because if I'm able to activate it, I have advantage on charisma saving throws against.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to look at it again.
He almost took you with him to the plane of fire.
Oh, he dipped.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Are we out of combat?
That would be out of combat. Yep.
Okay, cool. So Nat's just gonna start walking around as people find they're able to move and suddenly get out of their chains, because that's how that works.
They are magical chains.
They're magical chains!
Yeah.
Oof.
Is Nat able to take a closer look at one of the people's chains that's near her?
The person looks like they're almost like lifeless in the sense of like they're just like a zombie. Not like a decaying flesh zombie, as in like they just do what they're told.
Are they really out of it, or are they actually like husks?
Yeah, Nat's gonna like reach up and like gently touch their cheek and see if she gets any reaction.
It is as if they're totally dominated.
Oh.
So I think with that, Nat's just gonna like turn her head a bit and just. It would be best if all of you came and took a look at this. Also, Chip.
He should have.
She's just gonna like hold her hand to be healed
with that.
Yeah, I can heal it. My computer crashed.
Oh.
Well, to be fair, I also did remember after I said she doesn't have great saves that she does have many ways to fortify her mind. So actually, Edix might have had a worse, not as good chance.
Yeah, my video drivers decided they wanted to update right now, and then my computer crashed.
Rip.
Maybe tonight was secretly a cursed night.
Considering that we had 4 3s in a row to roll this to happen, maybe.
Yeah, 4 is an unlucky number apparently.
I mean, in Japan it is.
The loneliest number since the number 3.
I mean, in Japan, the number 4 is the same word as death, so it's considered unlucky.
Well, we did almost
Not the
all
same,
die,
it's very
so.
similar. So
But yeah,
I
no.
am
But yeah.
nowhere
Nat-
near death. Excuse you.
Okay, Nat's looking really
And
fucked
yes,
up.
Chip will heal you as soon as I can get to my spell slots.
Thank you. So we'll just Chip heals Natalia at some point. Insert there.
oh,
But yeah,
that's
Nat's
right.
just
He could have touched Natalia and been like, "Hey, you're coming with me."
okay. Listen, she was gone by that point. She was gone before his turn.
He could have Misty stepped.
Okay, you leave the Misty Steps alone. But yeah, so
Problem
Nat's
is that really was like, okay, I'm gonna do the equivalent of Misty Step every turn, and I'm gonna be out 200 feet away.
Also known as walking away every turn.
But yeah, Nat's just gonna. I believe it best if all of you came and took a look at this. And now she's like gently like trying to rouse the people.
Varula will
Wait, hang on.
try
Varula
to.
is walking away. She has the exact same ability as a Tarask against a level 1 Aarakocra. Yo,
Oh,
she's
nice.
broken.
Can you
Nerf
hear me?
Varula.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm back.
nice.
Greetings.
I had to hard reset my computer because it crashed.
Varula will try telepathically contacting one of them to see if they're like still sentient in the head.
You get nothing in response. It's like they're being dominated.
Would Nat be able to take a closer look at the
Like
chains
they're being
themselves?
dominated?
Yep.
What do you mean
Yeah.
like? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
They,
Can-
As if they are being
the
a
effect of
domination
domination.
spell.
Can
Oh, okay.
Can Nat take a closer look at the chains themselves and see if there's anything carved on them?
They're effectively under a very strong charm.
How far down are you health-wise, Nat?
16 out of
Can-
85.
Oh my lord.
Okay, Theo. I
So,
need
third-
you to
third
work
level
with me
instead of
for
fourth
just
level?
a second.
Huh?
Third level instead of fourth level, then?
Well, 16 out of 85, Talon.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I
Theo.
get it.
Yes.
I need you to work with me for just a
You
second.
heal
okay?
21 hit points.
Okay.
'Cause
Thank
it's
you.
gonna be
Nat's just gonna give Chip a
so-
little pat on the head
It's
with
gonna
that
be
one.
so funny,
Oh, hold on. I'm not
despite
done
everyone
yet.
talking over me.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
Can Edix walk over to one of the people, look at them for like a minute, let the glamorous ability work, and can he out-charm the charm spell?
No.
Damn.
Was that another
Yeah.
20 for me, Talon?
So
Yes, that
Varula
would've
can't
been
do. I
cool.
assume Varula can't psychically dominate them back and into their own minds.
Even
You're
if you
at
do so,
46.
it would. They're in the chains. That's why they're nominated.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
so
why Nat. That's why
we
Nat's trying to
will
take a
forget.
closer.
Okay,
Nat's trying to
okay.
take like a closer look and see if she's able in any way. Is there any way that it looks like it would be possible to get them off?
No. Roll.
Can I do any kind of check on them?
Roll an Arcana.
What does a 10 get me?
1 moment.
A cheeseburger.
I'm very scared by the one moment because sometimes, Theo, that is you dragging me somewhere, and I'm terrified right now.
But you should be back up to, what, 56 now?
57.
Okay.
Nat definitely gave Chip a little pat on the head and just, you're forgiven.
I'm sorry, but it was the only thing I had that wasn't fire-based.
So I think with that, Nat's head just whips away from where she's speaking with Chip towards the chains. And I think she just... Would you like to repeat yourself?
Huh?
She's just gonna hold up a hand. She's holding up a hand, staring at the chains. Then what are you if you are not chains?
The
Edix off to the
-3
side.
intelligence cat is very confused.
Edix off to the side is like, oh, good lord, she's lost.
And I have not lost it. You are what you are, and what exactly is that? Or are you too afraid to state it?
In the meantime, Edix will go over and pick Katya up and just piggyback her around.
I don't
Can't leave her
have a
behind.
manager.
Are you okay?
So with that, Nat just takes a deep breath and stands up and just. Someone better take a closer look at them. It appears they can talk in a way.
Okay.
Shep, don't look at me like that.
I look at everybody like this. I'm not the smartest.
You're incredibly intelligent.
I
in
like
your
to
own
think
way.
Chip is very confident in his mediocre intelligence.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is,
He
Nat,
is.
just you're incredibly intelligent in your own way. You're just not book smart.
He's very wise, but he is not book smart.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
And he
Nat's
understands
implying.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. But Nat just. They were saying something about it being disappointing that a shard could not break chains. That they were not the chains, that they are what they are. They wanted to speak to a manager, and then they told me to be gone because I'm not ready.
Oh, I know how to handle that. Chip actually walks up and grabs one of the chains.
Oh boy.
Oh, God. Chip! Right as he's grabbing it.
I am waiting on DM for the thing. Yay.
What do you say to it?
I say, well, all right. I'm not exactly the manager, but I'm authorized to talk. What do you need?
This is where we learned that Chip worked a customer service job.
Turns out Chip was the person at Costco handing out the hot dog.
Oh my god. That's why he got thrown in the bag and nearly drowned. He met a Karen.
Okay. Okay. See, Chip is going to do something. He is going to unleash the bit of chaos from his mind. Not at anybody. He's just letting the chains see it.
Huh?
All of his past lives that he remembers are being released into the chains.
He has past lives he remembers.
Why do you
Yeah,
think
he's a cat.
chaotic?
He's got 9.
I don't know. I just assumed it was the nearly getting drowned and the trauma from that.
Yeah, that's one of his older lives. So yeah, Chip is going to flood this chain with a lot of past lives.
And it cuts off.
Ooh.
Just that one
Chip
cut
lets
off?
go and like, I never.
What
Oh,
exactly did
so
you try to do?
rude. Yeah.
Chip,
So, yes.
are you alright?
Oh, I'm fine. I just had a deep conversation with my opposite.
Your opposite, your pair.
No. I'm not like you guys. You guys are different. I'm something entirely different.
Would you like to share exactly what that is?
This might take a while. How long we got?
As long as it takes us to get the chains off.
I would not try right at the moment. Not unless you are a shard of order.
I hate it here.
A shard of order.
Yeah.
Is that what they told you?
Fucking Rule pops up and he's like, son of a bitch.
And I think that just jumps and like you just see her whip around with no explanation to anyone else, and she just. How long have you been there? You've been gone for days, months, even.
Listen. That's not important right now.
That is important right now.
What's important is your friend there just said a very important keyword, and I hate it.
What keyword
Sorry.
exactly did he say?
Order.
order.
Yep.
No one else
that's what the
sees. No one
chain
else
is.
sees this, by the way. She's just talking to like empty space.
Yeah, she's just
Yeah,
shocking.
no.
No one else can
here's-
see it.
Yeah, Chip hears Nat say order, and he's like, "Yeah, that's what the chain is."
I mean, we could attempt. I mean, I attempted, and it wasn't too fond of me. But I hate to send us all into danger, but there are many lives at stake.
Rule will continue by saying, "Look, nobody in the party is going to be able to do anything at the moment.
Well, we're not-
Mostly because you guys have been running away from order.
Ah.
We haven't been. Who exactly is Order? You keep bringing it up like it's a name.
It is a name. It's
I
a
mean,
literal
who's-
person.
And,
Is Nat
right.
actually speaking vocally?
She's speaking vocally, but it's to the empty air. Like there is something there. She's making eye contact with
Chip is
something.
still responding to you, like you're talking to him still. So Order is the person that controls the world. Their, I think my great-great-grandmother said their other name was Entropy, and she said I was the embodiment of chaos, and that I hold all the lives of chaos that have died and fallen before. And there was this big fight way before the desert, back before the desert was here, when there was grass, and then the village got destroyed. And then I remember that life, and then there was the other life when the volcano exploded, and there was ash and rain everywhere, and I remember that one. And basically, I'm chaos and he's order, and we've been opposing each other for centuries and centuries and centuries, but I'm the one that's losing all the time for some reason.
Right.
Did you fucking take this from Sonic Unleashed?
No.
That's literally Chip from Sonic Unleashed. You're Chip from Sonic
I have
Unleashed.
never played Sonic Unleashed, don't know anything about it.
This is where we
Your
learn this
ent-
entire campaign
So-
has just been Sonic.
Your
my God.
entire
So,
storyline is
It's the
Chip.
broken it's the broken chains background.
So I think with that, Nat kind of turns her head away from Rule, who I imagine is also like, he's Chip from Sonic!
No, he would. No, what Rule would just say, okay, maybe the order I'm thinking of is not the one he.
There's two separate orders.
No.
Weird change. Okay.
Would you know where exactly this order is? Of course, I don't believe it's wise to seek it out currently, but or at least have a guess.
Varula, roll in insight for me.
Insight. All right, what's my insight? Not
Ah.
great. It is +0. Nice. All right, let's roll a dice then, real quick. That 20, baby.
You suspect that this cat might be a little crazy.
Chip is certifiably insane. Literally. He
Um,
escaped from an insane asylum.
Varula definitely is slightly intrigued by Chip still, despite knowing that he's very crazy. And sees if she can make some sense of it and reaches out to his mind.
When he
Save.
says he is the embodiment of chaos, he has multiple personalities.
What did you say? A save?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a feeling, so that's why. Intellect Fortress time. All right.
You guys a
where-
reaction?
Yeah. I can on myself, not other people. I can't use that
yeah.
as a reaction for other people.
So Varula's the only one that's going to get to know the real Chip, because Chip doesn't know the real Chip.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
So I can get up to
This is
plus
the
7.
second time she's-
So and I have +4 innately, so plus 11. Let's do it. Oh, I'm next to Natalia, so it's another +5.
Mhm.
1d20 plus 16. 27.
Oh my god.
Your wall barely contains the trebuchet that is Chip's mind.
Jesus.
Chip is certifiably insane. He has I'm not sure if you would call it multiple personalities or just he hears voices, but they have taken over his mind. He does not know his original personality.
You see
And-
a cat at the bottom of a well that's slowly filling in from rain.
Yep.
And you just see that is just a very big glimpse of what he truly is.
Rula's eyes definitely widen after seeing all this.
You
there more to
like
see?
mentally, reflexively, like step back, like with a long, like the long comical step. Yeah.
Yeah. So just Rula definitely would do that, and saying, Chip, can we help you in some way?
Not sure. I feel fine.
You feel fine?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
During your glimpse into Chip's mind, the whole being thrown into the river thing in a sec, that was true. That happened when he was a child. Shortly after, he fished himself out and kind of lost it. He had an entire mental breakdown where he has been in an institution for pretty much his entire life until he found out he was a druid, wild shaped, and broke out.
So we have been taking the
The most
I
wanted
fucking
cat.
love-
Yes, correct.
none of us. At least I know Nat would have never guessed that. She's just
Yep.
like, oh yeah, there's a cat. He's kind of cute.
He is not well mentally.
Oh god. Wonder what would happen if you cast Mental Fortitude on Chip.
Oh god.
yeah, I was thinking about like try to cast something on him, but I just don't think it'll do anything long term.
Long term, or it may go really bad. That's the real question. Real has to weigh the options there. But I think with that, Nat just whatever we do, we can't leave them out here.
I like
I-
how Natalia is not replying to Rule.
Well, Rule didn't say anything out loud.
Look in the game chat.
So I think with that, Nat just turns her head just a little towards Edix after stating that they can't leave them out there alone, and she just Edix.
What
Did he-
happened?
Did you disconnect on purpose or by accident?
No, it was by. I
Okay.
just had a big fit, like with Tailspire. It just kept flashing that I was disconnecting and reconnecting.
Oh,
So I
okay.
just reset everything real quick.
Okay. So I think after Nat states they can't leave them out there alone, she turns towards her head turns a bit towards Edix, and she's just Edix.
Edix, who is too busy staring at some of the people, just turns back in and's like, "Yes, my lady."
Would you happen to know who Order is?
Now this is a question for the DM. Would Edix during his time at the bar and being a
Your
spectator
prehistory,
know about
you would
Order?
know what it is. Yes.
Okay.
You would know some core details, and I could DM those as if you wish to know as a player.
Okay.
Your character would also know the very discussion of it is most likely less than astutely wise.
Mm-hmm. Edix will reply by saying, "That is a complicated matter in which discussion is very ill-advised."
So Edix would notice as he's talking, there's just like for just a split second, Nat's eyes almost glaze over before they like refocus on like one of the people. Is Nat able to tell where that voice is exactly coming from?
Hold on.
I'm scared. I don't like the hold-ons. Oh, grab my thread.
Rule will continue by saying, "Well, it might make sense. Edix might be able to help out. I don't know how well though." technically, if we think about it really hard, in one of his past lives, he was related to a Shard of Order.
If Roll pays attention, Nat is no longer listening to him. She is checked out. She is intently focused on finding where that voice just came from. Like, she is
Cool. You'll
not
never
listening
know.
to him.
Hold on. While I'm in the middle of doing this, I still need to pause it, but this is like literally what you're doing right now. Give me a second.
Okay, me as a player, literally always.
Yeah.
Nat right now is like full concern mode, like trying to figure out if it's from the
But-
chains, if it's from a person.
But yeah. As far as the puzzle to free the people, I'm pretty sure Edicts could technically do it.
Yeah.
He currently is not a Shard of Order, but if we look back past his cycle iterations, at one point he was related to Order in some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm right now. I'm just so focused on this because this concerns me.
Are you going to share why?
I'm just gonna send it. Nat's not gonna say it aloud, but everyone look in the chat.
Yep.
This is me as a player sharing, not Nat. And if y'all know Nat,
That's just going to make her concerned.
it's not like a fear or anything, but it's definitely her like I want to call it her mama mode kicking in, but it's not a mama mode for Nat. It's like her holier, I guess her holier than thou paladin mode, I guess would be the best way to
Yeah.
refer to it.
Cool.
I'm so scared how long this is taking.
I mean, you basically told me what I already guessed, but at least now I have it in writing.
And you have also learned that the little over 2 foot tall cat that has been sleeping in Katya's backpack is literally an escaped mental patient.
We have a lot of
We already
conversations to
knew
have with
that.
Chip. We did not know that at all.
All right. While Natalia is going crazy,
She's not
and
going crazy.
into her own mental asylum, Edicts will do what Chip did.
Grab the chains.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Theo's still looking up the thing for what I said.
No,
I'm
I'm
so
still
Where are you-
Processing.
This is the
You're-
lawyer of the manager speaking.
Hold on.
The legal department has now gotten involved.
honestly, we really need to remember that at one point, fucking Edicts was like lawyer, and we really do need to utilize that more.
You do.
We really don't utilize it enough.
Hold on 1 second. Like I said.
Yep. We're vibing. We're talking among ourselves. We're freaking out over the fact that we may have to have a conversation with Chip at some point, which I don't think Rula shared with the party, but we
Okay.
may-
Oh
Okay.
man.
Now that I had a fucking chance to concentrate,
Sorry.
I was being polite and trying not to say shut the fuck up. But that's fine.
we love you, Theo.
There you go.
Me? Who?
I don't know.
Huh?
All right. There you go. Ooh,
Who? Ooh.
Ooh.
I think you DC'd.
No, I'm still here. I'm
Okay.
processing currently. Why? What did you need? What's going on?
That's what is sent to you.
The chains?
Yep.
What is sent to Edix? Is he shared?
Mm. You look over and you see Edix like thinking really hard, and Natalia specifically looks over at Rule. He's like sitting in a chair, legs crossed, hand up to his chin while he's chewing on a Taco Bell straw, just going.
I think Nat just brushes that aside. She's just it's one of she's seen Ringwell do so many weird things at this point that she is just it's like fizzle bang. At some point you stop saying anything about it. Was she ever able to figure out, Theo, by the way, where that voice was coming from that last message?
Not the chains.
So I think just softly, because she can't figure out exactly where it's coming from. She just... No one is forever condemned to damnation. Redemption is always a possibility. As long as you are willing to work hard enough. What do you mean that redemption does not step foot on this land?
Look in
What?
general.
And what
Oh,
memories...
I'm not even reading in general. I'm still reading what I'm processing.
Yeah, I'm gonna message in a second, but... And what memories are too painful?
Oh. She tried, and the next 20 minutes we're gonna get a spam of messages warning us about a.
Yeah.
It's like traveling through space, and then the warnings come in 2 years later. Watch out, the nuclear strike's happening. Wait, what is? And boom.
God. But do the voices answer back to that?
What did you say?
What do you mean redemption is not here? You speak of it as if it is a person more than an action.
Stop
what-
speaking. Stop.
Imagine at that
This is
point, Rule's like, is that
This
Edix?
Edix and Rule at the same time. Stop speaking.
All I imagine is Edix just like snapped out of his thought and just comes over and covers her mouth.
You have a total of like 4 hands over your mouth, 2 of Rules and 2 of Edix's.
So I think that just tips her fucking head back just a little bit to look at Edix and just like raises a brow.
My lady, it is very unwise to speak of prophecy. In this case, not so prophecy, but a person related to it.
And what exact prophecy am I speaking of?
A very complicated one. If I'm correct, and I am thinking of this right, our pair.
Our pair?
Yes. I could
So
be
I think
wrong.
with I think with
More
that
than
Nat
likely
just
I am.
I think Nat just tries to push Edix's hand away. Just like places a hand on his arm and tries to push it away. And she just elaborate. As like this other voice is like going in her ear and she's already, you can see her attention already slowly turning back to that voice. Like just slowly.
How can I explain? It is complicated.
Edix.
In the beginning, there were 4 sent to do something. And that's something that they were
Dexterity
meant
save.
to do.
Everyone.
Oh, fuck. Everyone that's near Nat gets a +5! 20 25, Theo.
I was
DC
trying
is
to be
20.
very careful with my words.
22.
What was the DC?
20.
I got a natural 20 anyway, so
Ooh!
I have a feeling this was Edix expecting this to happen, so he was just ready to do whatever needed to be done.
I like to imagine Nat got a 25 because he
25.
was stuck his hands on her and he just fucking shoved her.
The ground started shaking. And the chain started breaking.
Wait,
Oof.
Yep.
Which chains?
The chains.
The chains.
That's not very cool of them.
Blue veins started appearing on all the chains of domination.
Edix.
Are the chains actively breaking? Are we sure you're not in chat?
Snap.
I mean, he stopped talking.
He did stop talking. We all stopped talking.
Imagine punishing us for trying to share information carefully.
The eye. And I think Nat stops herself before she can get it fully out.
And once that's over, Edix will just say, and that's
Edix. When it comes to the chains, will other forms of communication cause them to shatter?
probably.
Right.
It is better to just not. For now, the word you used earlier, where I stopped you from speaking, don't speak it again, please, my lady.
Gatia wants to see if she can wake up and help.
I don't know how.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't know either because it's gonna be really hard if she can't even join in to.
Oh. Sure, if you hop into the call.
But I think Nat just. First off, Edix, we've been through this so many times. You do not need to call me my lady. You can simply use my name, but that is not the most current pressing matter. And I think she kind of pushes herself up and dusts herself off, and she just. And you mean the name itself?
Rule is going to pipe up and just be like, all of this, and you still haven't caught on to why he calls you. Wow, okay.
It's not that I have not caught on. It is that I do not prefer it.
She's here!
It's a queen!
Is there like a really bad echo?
No,
No.
you sound perfect.
Actually, ironically, I think unironically you sound better than sometimes you do when you're on your computer.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Okay, so what's happening with the chains?
They didn't break. We stopped it.
The chains and the
didn't
people
break? I thought we
broke,
wanted the
yes.
chains to break.
Oh, well, the people. That's cool.
Yeah, the chains on the people are breaking.
Oh, I thought for a second it was different chains.
No,
we were
not the
talking
big chains.
Well, we do
Okay,
actually
okay.
want the chains on the people.
Everyone was
to break.
saying the chains, so I was like, oh, the chains.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
said the chains. I was like, oh, the bad chains.
Yeah,
And that's
no.
what I asked for clarification too, and that's what they told me.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is we
mean,
want the
it's
chains.
not
We
very
want the
clear.
chains on the people to break.
To be fair, there are only 2 sets of chains to worry about, and one of them is on Edict.
Yeah.
And he
Wait,
would
when
know
did
if those are
get
breaking.
chains?
Yeah, but here's the thing: is we want the chains on the people to break. We want to free the people.
Yeah.
And those chains are not breaking.
Well,
Well,
they
they
were
are.
starting to
breaking.
break. Edicts.
I'll be
What?
right back.
I know you cannot answer much, and I do not expect you to. But how bad would it be if you were to lay down a scale? And then she'll motion towards the chains to break, because we cannot leave people stuck like that. Unless it is impacting where.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I muted.
No, you're fine.
Mm.
And I think with that, Nat tips her head up because she still doesn't know where this voice is. Towards the sky as like the rain soaks her, and just those who commit
Theo, you know what to do now.
Fuck! No!
Was it bad?
It's really bad! Hey
It's bad.
guys! We're gonna get a visit from a certain red-haired lady!
Oh.
Everyone think of the last lore dump! Who's the last red-haired lady we saw?
Okay, but she's not normally redheaded.
Read the thing, guys, because
She's not. He's correct. She's not normally redheaded. Her hair color changes.
Mercy.
Yee.
it was really bad! It was really bad, Thanos! It was so bad. We're fucked. But I think Nat just she knows better than to say anything aloud because of what Ul has said.
Mhm.
But in that same vein, instead of saying a title or anything, she just, not every thief deserves punishment. Actions lead them to a certain cost. The light can cleanse even those who have forever lived in darkness. Whoever is
So
coming.
the chains around the people, they're broken.
Okay.
Snapped, as if it was too cold.
Fuck.
How are the people reacting?
They seemed to normal, as far as you could tell, as if they did not react at all.
Can I pick a person and do a medicine check?
Their face is blue.
Are they dead?
Yeah.
Can I have a 3rd level spell slot left. Can I try and revivify?
They're just gonna die again.
You
How
can
cold
if
is
you
it?
so wish.
Well, wait, what do you mean they're just gonna die again?
It's too cold.
Hypothermia.
The coldness started from the lips, as if it seeped over their entire skull.
So they're dying from the cold?
It's as if they received a kiss of death.
Is it still super freakishly raining from the Varula arrow?
Yeah.
Okay, can I, instead of Revivify, can I try and Dispel Magic on the rain?
I mean, it would be a pretty high spell slot requirement for that, but otherwise you'd have to roll.
Well, I can only cast it at 3rd level, but I can, roll to cast it higher, can I?
You can't roll to cast a higher, but the spell does allow you to make a roll if it's a higher level spell to have a chance to.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, the DC of it would be relatively high. That being said, I don't think you have the full context. Have you read the voice channel in general?
Have I read the?
Hey Natalia, can you copy all that into the regular general channel so you can read it?
Yeah, I'm trying, guys.
Because I know how difficult it is
You're-
on mobile. It's a little weird, and like she's
Yeah,
relatively
it's
new
a
to this
pain.
stuff, so.
Yeah, I can do that.
Am I going to like general, or am I?
Yeah,
going
just go to
General,
Hidden Heavens
baby.
General, and she'll post it there.
But yeah, Varul is the only one in the party that knows that Chip is certifiably insane.
I feel like we already learned that.
Yeah.
Edicts will like snap to attention as all of this is happening and just kind of snap his fingers. We have to go. Now, pick a
Edicts, we
direction and
can't-
go. It doesn't
Edicts, we-
matter which, just go.
We can't leave them here like this.
They're dead. Pick a direction, go, my lady. Unless
Where
you
were
want
we-
to join them.
Where were we going when we left?
Kobold Caves.
I think that
Right,
that's not our best
okay, let's
direction
just-
anymore.
Start walking that way.
The moment Katya says it, because he was carrying Katya when she finally wakes up, we're moving
was
that
carrying
direction.
me?
He's moving
Yep.
at a very fast pace.
Can Nat take just a second as they're passing and do?
Edix is not slowing down.
Chip is right on Edix's heels.
As you were saying.
You
Natalia.
do whatever you want, but you're gonna be behind.
Can she do a small funeral rite as they are passing? I know she doesn't have time for ceremony because ceremony takes an hour.
You know the words.
Miracle point? Is that the words?
No.
What are the words, Thea?
Oh my, do you not?
There's many words.
Hold on.
I'm many words, Thea.
These.
Oh, okay, those are the ones I was thinking of. Cool. Okay. So I think with that, Nat takes just a second. She pulls a bit of paper from her bag and lights it afire with the little things that she would use normally. Yeah, Nat would. Oh god, I'm scared.
Are you going to narrate what's happening?
Nat 20!
Oof.
That's a nat 20. Yes, I will. Just give me a second. Okay. Oh, sorry, Theo. I just saw the answer here.
That's fine.
It's because I have to jump between tabs. I also feel like that was really loud. I apologize. So Nat pulls out a bit of paper from her bag, and to symbolize the way that they would have burned the bodies that they could not have buried back in the land of the Lenorm Kings, she sets it alight. She tips her chin up, and she just, those who we fail most commonly mark the path we have to walk. And as that ash begins to fall from the paper, be it a valley or a hill, the same breath of mock desperate disappointment plagues us all. For we are wanderers, and if anything, we are accustomed to loss. And with that, she allows the paper to burn away.
The bodies of the people begin to decompose as if rapidly, but instead of decomposing, they're more like disintegrating. They become ash. The ash begins to swirl and go deep into the ground. And out from the ground, a small blue pedestal starts to rise. There is a small plant growing from the center of the pedestal, leaking blue tears.
That's something to come back to.
Mhm.
And
Would
on the
Nat
pedestal
feel-
are all the names of all the victims. It's now there's now a little basin, a little oasis.
So all the people just died?
There's
Yep.
a lotus flower.
Yep.
Yeah.
But this one's
Is
a
the
Blue
Oasis?
Lotus, though.
Can I tell if the water is magic water?
It's normal water, but it's produced magically.
Uh,
It's as if it's Tears of the Fallen.
oh wait, that was important for something.
That was incredibly important for something. Oh god.
Ugh.
Rosaline, wasn't it? No, that was Tears Fallen by her loved ones who missed her. Theo, is the flower in the middle a night flower?
I hate it here.
It is a Blue Lotus.
Ooh.
A light Blue Lotus.
Dallin, what was that ooh about? Do you know do you know?
Blue lotuses are considered a flower of death in the flower language.
See, I don't know the lotus meanings for those.
There
Most
was a
lotu-
lotus.
m-
There was a lotus flower in the Sultan Garden.
Yeah.
That's
and
what
most
Mom gave
lotuses
to
are
me.
poisonous.
Yeah. So I think with that, Nat just bows her head and just softly, may you rest in peace, and may your soul move on to what it is meant to be truly. And with that, she takes off after Edicts.
That's a lot longer than 6 seconds. Does Mercy show up? She spent a lot of time doing a funeral. Right?
That was like a couple second funeral. Let's be honest
that
here.
was a lot longer than a couple of seconds, Talia. You spoke.
No, I think
and
it was like 12 seconds.
Those sentences were longer than 12 seconds.
Oh, so the blue lotus is the symbol for life, immortality, and resurrection in ancient Egypt.
God damn it, Talon.
Sorry. I had to Google it.
Oh, so so she essentially resurrected them. Or she at
No.
least allowed them.
Not
That's an
necessarily.
assumption.
It is also a death flower. So it just depends
Don't worry,
on
I'm
which
letting my
region
shock
you're
in,
talking
Talon.
about.
I mean, Brula was canonically hunting for one of these flowers. I don't. Would someone stop her if she tried to take it?
Nat would.
Probably Natalia.
Nat would. If
Okay,
Rula even
alright.
tried, Nat's hand would enclose around her
I
wrist.
don't
quickly
know.
using
It
a spell
sounds
to
like
figure out the
Natalia
exact
is turning
coordinates.
her back to it. To
No,
me,
she
it sounds
wouldn't.
like Natalia is turning her back to the Oasis and catching up to Edicts, leaving Varula behind, free to do whatever she wishes.
But here's the thing: is if Rula's reaching for it and Nat can see it,
The
she
thing
will
is,
stop
all Rula has
Rula.
to do is go behind you and then teleport backwards real quick.
Okay,
That
here's
is
the
true,
thing.
too.
Here's the thing. I will beg for a insight check on that one. Nat would not approve.
It would depend on whether or not Rula if Vernos decides Rula would do this.
Knowing Natalia would not approve. Let me think.
I think
did say
Rula
this
would
was
probably try
literally
to get
your
away
life
with
mission.
it and then stop if caught. That's probably what I would think Rula would do, but it's not my favorite. Because you and I kind of know how important it is to her, so it's an interesting decision because it's something she has felt was incredibly important, but has she evolved enough to go past it?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to think.
This is the difference between a life mission and a couple of month old love.
It's not necessarily a life mission, but it was a big thing she was hunting for.
It's what got her killed.
That's true. Yeah, I think Verla would try it.
I mean, you could also take some seeds instead of just taking the whole flower.
They're seeds?
Lotuses have seeds.
I don't know how to.
They have those little pollen spiky things in the middle of them.
She'd probably still want to have the whole flower just in case. Like I mean, with the seeds. Like,
Okay, Vernos, roll off. Oh, Vernos, make a wisdom save.
A wisdom save? Wait, why make a wisdom save?
Apparently, according to Queen, I'm assuming Queen's doing something, but I don't know what's happening. All I heard was
Queen is
wisdom.
away with Edicts.
Yeah,
and
that's
Chip.
Yeah, how would she know?
Yeah, she wouldn't. The only one who has a chance of knowing is Nat, and that is if she catches Varula.
And I still personally feel like this is happening like once Natalia is getting ready to go. Like she's back
Yeah, I assume
turned. How
Varula
does
is
she
like
know?
slightly behind her. Is what I'm saying.
And
Yeah.
Vril has a good stealth as well on
Yeah,
top of all
so-
I
that.
feel like
Yeah,
you should make
even-
a wisdom
even looking
save
at the
just to
map.
see how much you want to risk angering that.
Yeah, it's
Like
a
if
light
you make a
mission.
wisdom save,
I, as a player, will not go against you. But
So
if
here-
Natalia finds out, she's not going to be happy.
Here's my ruling.
Yeah.
Okay, Varula rules
Mhm.
stealth. Natalia rules perception. You both DM these to me,
Oh.
by the way. Do not say we
oh.
rolled. DM them to
Okay.
me.
Oh, I was about to roll. Okay, I'll physically roll it then. Oh shoot.
Why not use passive perception?
Because if it's going against stealth, it might not be high enough to even tag.
Yeah.
It makes sense to do an active roll.
Okay.
Active rolls is mostly when you're looking around actively though, but that's fair.
Okay. 1 second.
Well, perception also covers hearing and stuff like that too. So
I'm so scared right now. It always makes me incredibly nervous. Oh, I'm echoing. Queen,
huh?
Okay.
I'm echoing through you.
I
I
haven't
don't.
done anything.
However, you were holding it for a second. I was echoing.
Eh.
it's
Yeah,
fine
okay.
now.
All right. So. 1 second.
Wait, what? Sorry, I had to turn away for a second.
This is the second time the party has decided to steer. This is the second time Edicts has decided to steer the party away from one of the four.
Yeah.
What was the other time?
The guards at Jeb's tavern.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that was more like Edicts doing an immediate about face and being like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
This one is still an about face. We're leaving.
Okay. So, Varula appears is behind you, Natalia. She does look a little bit nervous though.
Varula, is everything all right?
You could say that.
Are you sure? You get that
Sure,
look on your
sure.
face when I'm not right, and it's in your voice.
Yeah, just shakes after the fight, you know?
Right. And with that, Nat would hold out a hand to Varula. And just... Come on now.
Insight.
Which hand? Holds out a hand with a lotus.
5.
No,
Just shakes from the fight.
just shakes from the fight.
Yeah, so Nat will just... Come on.
Her deception was very low, but yours was even worse.
Yeah, I didn't think she was gonna get away with that.
Oh, fuck, I forgot I had to... Sorry, Theo. But, yeah, so Nat just takes Varula's hand if Varula will let her and leads her on. Catch up with the Edicts.
She'd take it and follow everyone.
You have to catch up to a man going 70 feet around.
Okay, listen, Nat can go 60. It's fine. It's fine.
If you're going that fast while carrying me, I imagine so soon after being unconscious, I would get motion sick and I'd be like, stop, I gotta throw up.
I imagine what Kati would do would be like she'd wake up while being carried and then like have one eye open and be like, oh, this is kind of nice, and close her eye.
I was unconscious again anyway. Was there like an in-canon reason for that?
Just because you weren't here.
The rain
Okay.
brought trauma.
It wasn't my fault.
The rain brought back the PTSD from the last time it rained for you.
Yeah, thanks.
Question is, did Katya see the flower?
I don't think so, because Edicts picked me up fast and
not?
just ran me away.
Yeah, no, I was definitely I was definitely over a couple of sand dunes by the time the ritual was finishing.
Is Natalia going to talk
Anyways.
about what happened to with the party?
Yeah, I definitely think she would inform them of just the souls they've been laid to rest. A tower of sorts appeared, and the flower bloomed from it, though I'm not quite sure what it means. But I think they found peace. Or at least I can hope.
I assume you described the whole scene.
Yep.
Now Katya's probably like, hey, we need to go get that flower.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, flower? What flower?
And I think with that, Nat it was a blue one. Similar to many of the ones we've seen.
So I imagine I'm gonna like smack Edix until he puts me down. And I'm gonna pull
Jeez.
smack you gently. And I'm gonna pull out of my bag the flower, the lotus flower that Nalrin gave me. And I'm gonna be like, was it like this?
Was it like that, Theo? Is that a blue lotus?
Hers is white. Yours is a very light blue, like the
Yeah,
shade
so I think-
of frozen ice.
So I think with that, Nat slowly just shakes her head and just, it's similar, but it was a light blue.
Now Burnos pulls out his and is like this.
No.
No, it looks more like this.
What is your passive perception, Katya?
25.
Jesus fucking Christ, I forgot about that. You're like, hi, I find everything always.
I can see the universe.
She can see rule, but just a faint reflection.
Do you have like devil sight? Do you have anything?
I
that,
do have
like-
devil sight.
That's hilarious. Oh, sorry, it's had a fucking hallucination of a bug that was fucking disgusting. Ugh.
Oof.
Yeah, it's fine. So you will notice something in your flower. It's pressed, but on the tips of its buds, it is starting to moisturize. It is starting to shed a very small tear. And you notice that the tear is unnaturally pulled in a certain direction.
What direction?
Towards a not so suspicious looking Varula.
I follow it towards Varula. I'm like, what's this about?
Maybe it can sense my mind. I'm often emanating psionic energy. Maybe it has something to do with that.
I'm going to
Deception.
walk right up there. and attack her.
Deception.
Can we all roll against Varula?
Yeah.
Can we please all roll
Varula
insight?
is not winning.
Deception. Disgrace.
The tear is like slightly going downwards towards her pocket.
So with a disadvantage or just regular?
Disadvantage.
All right. Well, then I rolled a 3. I rolled an 18, then a 3.
What's in your pocket, Varula?
Oh, it hasn't gotten its pockets.
Varula,
There's no way out of this.
you've
Damn.
always been an awful liar.
She looks really nervous.
Fizzlebang's head is on Varula's shoulder. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I think you're screwed, dude.
She teleports as max distance away and starts running in the direction they were going anyway.
Varula! And with that, Nat's gonna fucking take off.
So,
Can't you teleport
Chip
for
is
like a
going-
quarter mile?
as this is happening, Chip is going to transform into a giant eagle and throw Katya on his back and start chasing after Varula.
Fizzlebang decides, hey, Natalia, before you run off, you want something to help catch her, right?
I don't believe so. What are you planning?
Don't worry, I promise, it's like non-lethal. It says it on the box.
Is it permanent?
Nah, it's not permanent.
I don't
So-
believe that.
He pulls out something that looks like a very long metal cylinder with something that's similar as a Katya has. On the side it says the Ketchus Apparatus 2000.
It's a taser
Oh my god, it's
gun.
like a gun.
It is
So wait.
it is a grapple gun.
Can Nat,
Oh.
yeah, Nat's gonna go ahead and just hesitantly aim it and I guess fire.
Dex save, Rula.
Dex save? Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's roll. What's my dex again?
And you do not get Natalia's +5 benefit. to your partner.
16.
Okay. All right. So that's gonna be the DC for you to hit. Roll a magical ranged attack, Natalia.
Oh god. Do I even have a magical ranged attack to just roll off of?
I believe
Yeah,
so.
it's just
yeah.
like your spell modifier.
Any spell ranged attack would work.
Oh, so I can just roll my spell attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's +9.
Roll it.
18.
You get her. It has a button that allows you to attract.
Yep, Nat's just gonna slowly press the button.
I'm like, Chip, bring me back.
Rula could technically
Oh,
teleport out of
make a
it,
hard
but
thing.
she is just kind of like panicking.
Yeah, so I imagine when she gets back there, Nat just helps tries to get her to like settle down to the ground and just, Varula, what did you do? Why are you lying to me?
Rula would sigh and finally show the flower that she took.
So you just see the horror flashes across Antolia's face first, followed by the disappointment that like bites, like that kind of disappointment, like that deep disappointment. And she just, Varula, why did you take it?
I've been hunting for one of these for years. That's what I died over. I've been looking for this forever.
And you
And-
took it from a grave that rose from the ground to honor people who were dozens of people, Varula.
I'm
Yes.
gonna
Why?
whisper in Chip's ear. Let's see if we can grab it. Side eye.
Yeah.
This is literally the Soul Stone Part 2.
Okay.
I understand,
Yeah,
Varula, that
Chip
there's
will
something...
fly low and just kind of skim over everybody's heads
And
while
I grab it.
taking his
It's
talons. he
literally
will
in
hold
it-
on to Katya and just do a roll.
It's literally in her hand.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm going for it. Barrel roll.
You'd you'd very obviously tear the flower apart if you did that.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, so that's the thing, it's not just Varula. I understand it's something you've been searching for, but did you not think that it was meant to be there?
You already you already consecrated the ground. They're fine. Maybe this could help save people.
And how exactly do you know that? How do you know that that being there does not impact them?
How do you know it doesn't?
Yeah. Why do you think it does?
Because nothing in this world makes sense, Varula.
That's why I'm trying to make sense of it. I need to
by
look.
trying to make sense of it, you may have just cursed people's lives.
I felt like I'm in the middle of a lover spat and it got really awkward.
And then she says, "Oh, just walking on this ground could be cursing people for all we know. At least this way, we might be able to get some answers."
And what have we learned, Varula? Are answers ever good when they come here?
Sometimes.
Very
Sometimes.
rarely. Very incredibly rarely.
Then what's the point if we don't get answers to anything?
We keep trying and we try to do right.
You can't do right if you don't know what's wrong.
And I think with that, Nat just places her head in her hands. And she just, you aren't wrong on that, Varula, but I wanted to help them.
You did. And maybe now they can help us. Help others.
I understand that the lives of many has always mattered more than the lives of few. But, Varula, if that curses them, then what was that worth? What was any of this worth if we can't even save...
We don't know if they're cursed. That is a bold assumption.
It may be a bold assumption, but they died like that, Varula. They died in the same way that we have lost so many lives since we have come here. Do you not understand that?
And we need to understand why it happens.
Y'all, I can't keep serious RP going when the girls are fighting is in the chat.
Sorry.
But I think with that, Nat just shakes her head, and I think she just, for a second, looks up, and then reaches out to touch Varula's cheek, and she just, for their sake, I hope you are right. If this impacts them and they are unable to find rest, Varula, then that lays upon your shoulders.
I know. I know.
And I think
So I don't want to get off Chip, but I'm also gonna ask that you go like right next to Varula so I can bring out the Lotus flower. Are they still like pulling towards each other?
Yeah,
you're
can-
just intersect in the
Chip
middle of them.
understands everything you say, so he'll just kind of get as close to Varula as he can, and he's going to do that eagle side eye thing where they turn their head like 90 degrees and just give Varula the side eye.
So yeah, so I'm gonna hold out the flower. Is the other one pulling towards mine at all?
Yep.
Kitty,
Yeah.
for once in my life, I am going to ask that you back up and give us a moment.
Yeah, okay. We'll come back later.
Chip will turn around and just kind of fluff his feathers as he walks off.
I'm gonna whisper to Chip, like, I thought they were done.
There's more
He
popcorn balls
nods.
in the middle of the sand. Sorry.
And you just see Nat take a deep breath, and she is drawing on all the patience within her heart. And she just, we will talk about this later, Varula. I'm not, it would be a lie to say that I am not upset. And I'm not one to lie.
I know.
And I understand that it's important to you, and I don't want to make you think that I don't understand that, and I don't.
Interesting. I think you two need to be alone. And you both appear in the middle of a what amounts to a therapist's office.
Oh my god.
Oh
And
my
you read-
god.
And there's a timer that says 24 hours and it ticks down. And you guys reappear a few seconds later from our perspective, but 24 hours in yours.
Okay. I assume that means that's for RP time.
No,
Oh.
it's too stressful.
You're taking RP1. We're replacing the spa RP with therapy RP.
Couples counseling RP.
Oh my god.
Okay, so wait, so now that they're done, I'm gonna go back on Chip and I'm gonna hold
Yep.
out the flower again.
Chip will come back, giving Varula the side eye again.
Chip's not happy with her either.
Nope.
Wait, why is Chip not happy with her?
Because he desecrated a flower. Or she desecrated a flower.
You know what? Valid.
He is a druid.
Yeah. He's more mad about the flower thing than the grave. Because Chip, if it was 24 hours, Chip could cast reincarnation.
Oh my god.
Roll
Matter of time.
Chip, do me a favor, roll nature.
Yep. That's 8.
Edix has just been off to the side this whole time, silently weighing his options of whether or not he would rather be back in.
Oh,
Back
hey.
Back in what you
Chip
cut
is
out?
smarter as a giant eagle.
Oh my god.
It's got a -1 instead of a -3.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Too bad that mental skills keep your own as a druid.
Which for everyone else in the universe would be a positive.
God.
You managed to create like a little cup of which the flowers live in. So as long as they receive enough water, they should be fine. At least for a while. The two tiers of the flour pull together and spin in the air. And then they land, and then they like create like some kind of strange, slightly red liquid, and then fall to the ground.
Do they do anything to the ground?
Arcane tears.
Nope, not that
We
you
can
tell.
finally finish the bowl.
Yeah, out of curiosity, I think Verla would touch the bowl to it and see if it did anything, if this is what we were looking for. I think we already got what we needed out of the bowl, but is the
Okay,
bowl?
but we were still with the bowl thing. We were still missing some. So
Divine
we finished
silver?
the
Yeah,
bowl,
divine silver.
but not like the thing
Oh, wait,
attached
yeah,
to the
level
bowl.
8. I actually can take a feat, so I'm still working on this character.
You get the sense that the liquid that it creates together has unusual restorative properties.
Oh. Can we make an Arcana check to see exactly what those are?
That's what you got.
Okay.
What if I put it to my tongue?
Okay. 1 second.
Oh my god.
Well, actually, if anything,
Did
maybe
you
they'll
ca-
fix Katya's soul thing.
Did
Prob-
Katya just cast Identify on the liquid? Is that what I heard?
No, I did not cast Identify on the liquid.
She put the liquid in her mouth.
She's
Are you
licking the
kidding
liquid.
me?
Why would she identify it when she can lick it?
It's from Nelrid. It can't be evil.
You can 100% be evil.
Only
No.
half of it is from Nalrun.
But
Only
also,
half.
Queen, I don't know what's worse. This is not a
Tea.
geology class.
You know, as Barula, the archaeologist, can tell us, putting things against your tongue is actually a tried and true method of determining whether or not something is human bone. So I'm sticking with the science.
It actually is.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Or if it's deadly.
Yeah, you just put a little on your tongue. See if it goes numb.
Check your DMs, Katya.
Maybe her soul will come back and get repaired.
I thought they had a feat where you could cast spells in wild shape.
I'm pretty sure the only way you can do that is play 1D.
I
Or
will say
you
that
can do it-
Katya will like suddenly sit down a little bit in shock.
You get younger.
Um,
Get her age back.
Yeah. Nat's just gonna kind of reach out, like kind of crouch down, then reach out to kind of pat her cheek and just, are you all right?
She forgets everything that's happened. Air.
when did I see the first thing, the 3 fingers? When did I see that?
Earlier, during the beginning of this conversation.
It didn't give me a DM notification because I'm on my phone.
Is that a 0?
Yeah, I hit the wrong button. So since I wasn't here for level 8 for the ABI, I'm taking the feat,
Oh, okay.
but I hit the wrong button.
So, I'm gonna tap Talia's hand. I'm gonna be like, I'm not talking on whether or not Verula was right to take it, but we are missing one.
There are more of them.
I'm rubbing a little bit at the butterfly tattoo on my wrist. I believe we need 3.
For
I
what?
might be wrong.
So they can help. So do you know what they can do?
Nope.
Don't tell me this is the 3 of the 3.
Oh, wait a second.
Oh my god. And we almost walked away from the 3 of the 3.
Verula, out of curiosity, does take out a red gemstone from her pocket Does this seem to have any interaction with the other flowers? Or red and blue gemstone?
When a tear goes into it, it begins to grow slightly into almost like a teeny tiny tincture.
Oh. I found this by the flower. It seems to absorb the tears, and it holds them inside.
Right. Well, then I owe you an apology, Verla.
Vrula nods. I'm not necessarily happy about being right, but I'm sorry for hiding it.
You're all right. We've already worked through this. I've forgiven you, but still.
We should keep going. Yes.
Katya hears in her mind in Chip's voice, yeah, you're right. This is kind of boring.
Okay, wait. I want to get back onto track though.
Cad Chip.
So Nat's
Yeah.
just with what she just heard, Theo, does she recall anything with that phrase? Like she herself, I cannot remember if we've heard the button story in actual character.
You have.
Edicts did.
We have. So I
As-
think she holds her hand out for the gem for just a second from Varilla.
Vrula would hand it over.
And she just toys with it for just a moment and just. Do you remember the story we heard back on the airship?
Of course, it's a story I knew before then.
Tears of the Fallen. I wonder if Rosalina has anything to do with this.
Perhaps.
Trouble lead to tears of the fallen.
Sorry, what did you say?
What, Theo?
Tears of trouble lead to tears of the fallen.
Tears of trouble.
Trouble leads to Tears of the Fallen. Write that down. Write that down.
Actually, here.
Definitely guarantee that you guys are in trouble.
Well, we've been in trouble since the start.
Trouble, trouble, trouble.
Oh, where does that link us? Is that all? I'm back.
Lore
in the-
dumps. That's ancient.
Oh
and
my
it's a nat
god!
post,
When
too.
you teared up all of a sudden, you got the sense that someone was kind and wiped away a tear. Then you heard a slurping noise. Tears of trouble lead to tears of the fallen. Oh my god! Wait, let me go back in our
Oh,
fucking
you
message.
got your tears back.
I don't think she got
You
her
just
tears
took-
back.
Just slurped them up for a rainy day.
There are monsters in the cosmos that can swallow entire stars.
Man, you're
I'm
gonna go
going
through
back
the whole fucking Lord Omp thing now, ain't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm going through it. I don't fucking.
While she's reading, let's go to the Cobalt Cave.
On our way to the Cobalt Cave, I want Chip to take me up like super high so that I can
Oh,
then
yeah.
jump off his back.
Chip has an 80-foot fly speed.
Hati.
You're
Again,
suicide?
there's no
Before I
Val
hit
to
the ground.
save you.
I'm not
Nope.
suicide.
Hey Theo.
not.
Since it's been 24 hours for Varilla and Nat, did they get a long rest?
No.
But hear me
You
out,
were in
Theo.
therapy.
There's
Okay,
an
listen.
obnoxious clicking noise.
Is it a metronome?
Okay, bold of you to assume that Nat could not sleep through an obnoxious
Alright, has
clicking
anyone ever
noise.
seen the movie Top Secret? You know how there is a woman counting down?
No.
So it was like 23 hours, 59 seconds. 29 hours, 57 seconds. Things like that. Every second.
Oh wait, feats work while I'm in wild shape.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thistlebank's gonna notice that you guys fly up near where he is, and he's not used to you guys being this tall. He's gonna continue chewing his popcorn.
So I'm going to take Katya up in the air as she requested,
Yeah.
and as she drops off, I'm going to use Feline Grace and dive.
Woohoo.
Oh my god.
You appear in a sack.
This
And
Wait,
Katya is
is it
flying through the
feline
air.
grace?
Tailfire.
Isn't feline grace enhance ability?
No, sorry, it's feline agility. Sorry, it gives me extra speed.
Oh,
So
okay.
I am basically I am going 80 feet around, and then I'm doubling my speed to dash, and then I'm using feline agility to double it again. I am breaking the sound barrier as a giant eagle.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Well, that is how the entire
Roll
party
in-
lost their
Roll
hearing.
in acrobatics, Furion. Or sorry, Chip.
Yeah. It's oh wait, that's from the eagle. Yeah, that is an 11.
Ah. You miss.
I miss. I did not catch her.
I'll be fine.
God.
So Katya's just like falling to her death. So
No,
Yeah.
I'm not. When I
Yeah.
get to like 60 feet above, I'll cast Featherfall on myself.
and what if it gets counterspelled?
Ew!
Who's nearby besides Fizzlebang? That'd be rude of him.
Fizzlebang.
Yeah, that'd be rude.
He'll do it when she's like 10 feet in the air.
Okay.
Just if she lands a little bit too hard on her butt.
But yeah. So I can keep up the wild shape for
I'm
how
pretty sure
many,
it's half your level rounded up. in
yeah, so
hours.
it's like 4 hours 4 hours a day with a total of 8 hours since I have 2 on a short rest. So basically, as long as you need him to, Chip will be Katya's mount.
Yeah, I look over at Chip as I'm lying on the ground, a little out of breath. I'm like, let's do it again.
Eh. And unfortunately, I am going to have to dip.
Alright, night, Talon.
Good night.
Whatever his
Chip
name, my friend.
flies off into the sunset.
He
Like
heard
imagine
he
he
heard
turns-
a horn call.
Oh
Yeah,
my
and
god.
Oh, this
So
shit
for the
again.
feline agility, I only have to stop moving for 6 seconds to recharge it.
Oh,
So
hell
yeah, we can go. What's 80 plus 80 doubled?
320.
320.
Yeah, so that is my max speed with feline agility.
Hell
That is
yeah.
so funny.
Because
That's
it
like-
doesn't
that's
say
like-
you have to be running to use it.
That's like 53 feet per second, by the way.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
No. Of course, it's not meant to be applied that way, but it is what it is.
It's not meant to, but it doesn't forbid it either. Alright, see you guys later.
Peace.
See ya.
It rises
ya.
into the air. My people need me.
So we keep heading towards the kobolds.
Yes.
I do want to say that Nat takes a second as like once they're getting closer and Katya's actually on the ground again, just to be like, I apologize for snapping at you, by the way.
Oh, really, Natalie? It's all right. It's not like I've got long-seated trust and abandonment issues. Don't worry about it.
Oh god, you just see actual guilt flash across Natalia's face. And she just, I'm
I know
sorry.
Chip is gone in theory, but can we just say that for a while on our way to the kobold tunnels, we practiced him dropping and catching me to see if we can get better at it?
Oh my god.
Fine.
Whee!
You're using those spell slots.
Okie dokie.
I hope you understand that's probably not the wisest decision you guys have made.
Wait, what?
Using the spell slots.
What spell slots?
You're using the spell slots to continue practicing with Chip. You're going to keep burning Featherfall.
Oh, no, I'm not. If he doesn't catch me, I'll just take the fall damage.
That is the worst decision.
No, it's not.
Alright, let's roll how high it was.
Nat's already prepping Cure Wounds. She's like on the ground, like, and just with pink energy flittering around her fingers as she just nervously watches what's happening above.
Verula, remind me, what's the damage every 5 feet?
D6,
Every
I
10
believe.
feet, it's a 1d6.
Yeah, up to a cap. There, it caps
Yeah.
at 25, I think. I don't remember the exact
So
number.
you're like 70 feet in the air.
Woohoo!
But it caps at like 25 or something.
So are you ready to eat a 7d6 to save a spell slot?
Assuming he doesn't catch me.
Wouldn't it be 14d6 if it's like every 5 feet?
Is it every 10 feet or
No.
5 feet?
It's every 10 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's every. I think 10 feet sounds correct to me.
All right. This does not seem wise, but all right.
It's gonna be great, guys.
You take 25 bludgeoning damage.
Well, hang on. Can't we? Doesn't he get to see if he catches me?
He fails.
You didn't even roll.
Correct.
That's so mean.
You are literally plunging to your death willingly, and I'm letting you take
Trusting
moderate
that he
amounts
is
of
going to
bludgeoning
catch
damage.
me,
I am
or
being
at least
very
try.
generous.
I think he should be able to get proficiency in catching falling kitty.
Anyway, we arrive at the Kobold Tunnels, and the scene cuts back into Nat applying 25 healing to Kitty with lay on hands.
I'm like, oh,
I
I
like
feel
to
better
think that
now.
you guys arrived as like at the Cobalt Tunnel as you fell in front of it, creating a cartoon-sized hole, and then Olivia looks down condescendingly and disapprovingly.
Olivia?
Yes.
Oh my god, hi, Olivia.
So, Queen,
What
by the way,
have we
take my health
learned?
back.
She says.
Falling back.
Falling bad. She touches a paw to your head. You feel better.
What are you doing here?
She stretches. I've always been here.
My mistake.
Yes. Yes, it is.
So you said the tunnels, they've been like flooded somehow? Who said that? The goblin kid said that?
Yeah. They
Does
were
it look
flooded.
like they?
Him
Yeah,
says
does it-
on were.
So there's no signs of recent flooding at all?
No. This is what they did a long time ago to make them really angry.
Okay. But this is not where the T-Rex used to be, right? The T-Rex came somewhere else and that was where the kobolds used to be?
Yes, they tried living. The goblins tried living out in the open for once. It did not go well.
Okay. Okay. So I imagine we do like, I don't know, a group huddle before we go in. Perhaps we should try diplomacy first. I admit my kobold knowledge is somewhat limited, but perhaps they can be reasoned with.
Natalia, you currently feel a cat scratching itself using your horns.
Can Nat, like, kind of look up?
No, because the moment you try, you feel claws, because you're ruining its balance.
God, and you just hear Nat just go, "Hello, Olivia.
Just a minute.
Can you not do that?"
She puts a paw over your mouth.
Is she, like, leaning down? How long are her legs?
She's leaning down with her arms, yes. And she goes back to using you as a back scratcher.
What is up with everyone covering my mouth today? Or I guess within the last 24 hours.
Technically, it's longer than that for you.
Within the last 48 hours? I don't know how time works, apparently.
So can I go into the tunnels first since I've got the high AC and the devil sight?
Let me pull up the document.
Not
also
even gonna take
speaking
a
of
short
which-
rest beforehand. We finally
Yeah.
make it here, and we're like, "Yep."
I would like a
straight
short
in
rest.
after,
I would like
walking
a
for a very
I
long time.
would like a short rest.
I
would like it very
Okay,
much.
look, don't call me crazy here, but I believe Natalia's asking for a short rest.
I would very much like a short rest, please. I don't get any of my spell slots back, but I am still at like almost half health
I
would
did
like
real-
to
Get your
Murder.
channel divinity back.
Straight into the
did-
tunnel. No short rest.
I did.
Yeah,
I
you
did
will.
realize
do you-
Go
I can
why
ahead.
do
lower-
you hate me?
Can people
yeah.
let Marilla speak?
I was just gonna say, like, I technically can't get psi points back for a short rest, but I did realize oh wait, we're not level 10 yet. Never mind. I forgot we were level 9.
Puppy dog
Sad,
eyes.
no
At level 10, I can use my health as as psi points.
No, that's playing with fire.
Yeah.
Wait, what
It
happened to-
reduces my max health until I take a long rest.
What happened to us being level 10 and Katya being level 9 because she was late?
That
I
was
never
never
said
canon.
that.
Yeah.
What's
Also,
happening?
puppy dog eyes increase. The puppy dog eyes get stronger. There's a giant sign above the golden thread that says, "Please let us take a short rest. The paladin is bruised and she's frontline."
We can take a short rest.
Thank you.
If you please me, says the kitty. As
I've
in
taken
the cat.
What? She wants help?
She leans her head up, waiting for scratches.
I'm
Oh
gonna
my
press
god.
the
No, no,
escape.
no, 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 no. Nat is already reaching up to give her scratches. She has waited so long to give her scratches. She wanted to on the boat and Olivia wouldn't let her.
And yeah, sort of, she looks down, a little dirty.
We have been traveling on the road.
She puts a paw in your nails, and she leans up again. Your nails are not pristine, at least that hand.
Oh my god. Nat is like giving her the best behind the ear scratches.
She proceeds to lean down and purr as a strange sheen of force appears around you, rendering your guys invisible.
Oh my god, so nobody can see how hard Nat's tail is wagging, but you can hear it hitting the ground.
She created a tiny hut for you guys.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's a long rest.
Oh,
Oh.
that is a long rest. Oh, thank God.
Oh god. Hell yeah. The entire time
We don't
Nat is
need
just
a lot.
gonna. No, we do. Also, I like to imagine at some point, Nat, when Olivia's done with scratches, Nat's going to go ahead and make food.
Bang is outside knocking on the door.
We're not letting him in. Don't let him in. Don't let him in. Don't.
I need half my psi points back, so I will not let
I'm
him
pretty
in.
sure only.
Rule walks up to where Fizzlebang is knocking on the door, and he's like, "Oh, guests," and he pretends to open a door.
He fails.
Also, so Nat's going to go ahead and make her special treats.
Wait,
with
hang
her long
on.
rest.
I fail to pretend to open a door. So does that mean I opened up the tiny hut for Fizzlebang?
No, I'm pretty sure only Olivia, like only the caster controls like who gets in and out.
Correct.
You said I failed to pretend.
There is also now a strange silence from elsewhere around.
Oh,
But
And this spell is only lasting as long as someone is scratching her.
okay. Nat's gonna reach back up and keep scratching her while she's making food.
I have a feeling that that person is not going to get along.
One person doesn't get a long rest unless. Well, I guess we could technically rotate. It'd be like watch.
Okay.
Soul Forger leans down curiously at her, and then a blue hand starts to scratch.
Oh my god. And I think with that, Nat just kind of turns around and just mouths like, "Thank you, Soul Forger."
Olivia is like closing her eyes so she doesn't notice until Soul Forger's tail starts to wag. And then she looks up and is very disapproving.
I think Nat just, "I'm making food. You'll have a full stomach in a moment. You just have to give me a second, all right?"
She prances over to Katya.
You just see like a little Natalia just looks so sad for a second before leaning down and giving Soul Forger and scratch and just, "You did a very good job."
There is a stove kitchen set, by the way.
Ooh, a stove kitchen set?
Yep. You know the black shape of like hold on, let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm trying to give you an idea what I'm talking about here. Okay. So it's like this, except it's on all like all the implements.
Oh, it's a little cat. Oh my god. I don't think Nat
all
would.
the pans are the shape of a cat head.
Oh my god, I don't think Nat would complain. Are there any ingredients in the tiny hut?
Sand.
Anything a cat would find edible.
Okay, so Nat's using a mix of what they have and what she has then. So she's going to go ahead and make Olivia like a special little kitty cake with like salmon and then like cream on the side. And then
So
for the
Morgan
rest of the
starts to
part,
sniff.
Nat will go ahead and just feed him a little bit of salmon from the can.
He doesn't seem to like it that much. He's confused.
And I think Nat just, I have other meats in my bag. Give me a moment. And for the rest of the party, I think she goes ahead and she whips up like pancakes because she does have cream because cats like cream and a little bit of flour and all of that. And she's just gonna make everyone like little pancakes for the road. I do think she tries to put the syrup on the inside so that they can just take them.
There is animal safe milk, by the way.
Oh my god. Nat has passed some out to Soul Forager. I don't know if the other dogs are there. I don't know if his milk is refilling. And then she's gonna make sure there's a good dish for Olivia.
Okay. By the way, this scene will be RP2.
Okay, hell yeah.
Since you have been begging for soft animal time.
Yes! Hell yeah, okay.
Alright. So everyone else, I assume, just takes a long rest and is enjoying.
Yep. Yep. Also, I just want to say that she passed out. Everyone has one of her special treats. So, from now on, as a bonus action, if we are in combat, these last 8 hours, while we're in combat, you can eat one of these treats as a bonus action to gain temporary hit points equal to Nat's proficiency bonus.
By the way,
So-
if you chose the dining hall in the structure, there will be
Mhm.
benefits to your cooking. So you'll be able to give increasing amounts of temporary HP and things like that.
Yes!
So.
My chef feat will actually be useful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of which, Theo, just as a quick little fun thing, are there any plants peeking in underneath the edges of the hut? Can Nat grab any?
Because Olivia is currently like rubbing against them.
When she's not rubbing against them, can Nat bend down and make sure they're edible and take them?
They're
please?
catnip.
Can Nat harvest a little bit of catnip?
Nature.
19.
Yeah, you get some catnip. 2 doses.
Hell yeah. 2 doses? Okay.
By the way, there is there are many assorted beds for everyone.
Oh hell yeah.
Not a very tiny hut.
Olivia
No,
travels in style.
she does.
So a tiny hut can fit like 10 medium creatures.
And they're like sleep number beds. They're exactly how you like them. I like to
Oh, hell
imagine
yeah.
that Katya's is extra large with silk blankets.
Oh
Little
hell
canopy.
yeah.
Yes, it is. I'm bringing out the cats so they can like recline on it with me.
Oh, they're having a great time.
Kitty.
Okay, you guys have a long rest.
Yes. Also, everyone, just store your little treats. I imagine the treats were made near the end of the long rest because they're only good for 8 hours.
Why don't we just eat them immediately again?
Because they give you hit points back if we're taking a long rest.
Oh, I thought they're temporary hit points.
Pretty sure they are.
If it's temporary
Yeah.
hit points, those are on top of everything.
Correct.
Unless I completely.
I was
understood
I was under the impression it's temporary HP.
Yeah, I thought you
Yeah, they
verbally
act-
said
they act
temp.
like
Oh
a-
yeah,
they
they
act-
are temporary. They are temporary hit points. I kind
Yeah.
of mixed that up in my brain and went, yeah, they give you hit points back. So feel free to get plus get 4 temporary hit points, y'all.
Woo! For breakfast.
Yeah, breakfast. They're pancakes filled with syrup. And then Theo, I need to know in RP how Olivia feels about her little treat. Thank you. Thank you.
She thinks it is sufficient.
Hell yeah.
When you open one of the cabinets, there are 4 fresh eggs as well as a note regarding budget.
Is it from Harm?
Yes.
Is it? Oh my god. What is-
it went somewhere.
Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna put 4 fresh eggs in my inventory.
You're just gonna carry them around in your backpack.
Well, Is there any ice, Theo?
No, you could use them to make additional treats. You could double the dice of your temp HP.
Omelet.
Yes. Okay, wait. Okay, I'm gonna get this fancy. So I like to imagine Nat probably has like some basic seasoning in her bag at this point. I will spend gold to have basic seasoning in her bag.
I'm surprised you don't have Edicts make it. I mean, he's like a chef, right?
Yeah, but Nat likes to cook too. The real Nat grew up in a tavern.
It's like one of those. It's like one of those baking shows where Edix is like the flat-faced judge who you really badly want to impress.
Exactly. Here's a real question. Well, do you think Edix would just sit there and like critique her form while she's cracking eggs and shit?
No, I think it's more like Edix gets up and like sees the kitchen is there, and then Nat beats him to the punch, and he's like, "Well, never mind. I'm gonna do nothing for one."
He does get a very like. Okay, here's the thing: is I like to imagine it's this whole thing where Nat's like, how do you take your eggs?
He's not gonna give you an answer. He's just gonna be like, "Just make them."
The panic in my heart. So I think Nat definitely thinks that Edix is like an over easy kind of guy. Like, no, you know what he is? He's an Eggs Benedict kind of guy. He's a fancy man.
He's you give him food, he eats food.
Yeah, to be fair, I also Nat's a home cook. So Edix is gonna get over easied. Nat is going to make Katya like
Egg white omelet.
okay, she can make
There's
her an
some
omelet.
plainers, by the way, with little side
Something high
tables.
maintenance, I imagine. I'm
Yeah,
not
I like to-
like scrambled eggs, but
See, I also eat scrambled eggs. But I think Nat, you just see her like in her kiss the cook apron, just bustling around the kitchen, making everyone breakfast before they head out.
Making sure the apron's like looks at Varula an extra long time.
No, she would not.
Oh, so Natalia's angry.
No, it's just Nat isn't that type of character. Also, to be fair, even though I think the entire party has figured it out, neither of them have openly said that they are dating.
Please, you're sleeping together. Of course you are.
They have never said it. That is the party inferring stuff. Maybe they both have night terrors.
I imagine Elix is the only one who like doesn't know because he's so determinedly mind his own business.
Mm-mm.
But
Valid.
even he's an
I would
idiot.
say okay. Here's the thing. He's the head butler. Like, he's in charge of laundry, cleaning the sheets, making your beds, cleaning your rooms. He knows. He knows more than you think he does.
He's just he's very politely feigning ignorance.
Oh my god.
You don't know what he knows, but he probably knows it.
Oh my god.
I'm reminded of that
You
old
wouldn't bel-
Amazon review where this woman was reviewing Kleenex. And she's like, I have 6 teenage boys in my house. And she's like, I go through 30 of these a
Ew.
day.
Oh
Literally no. Literally no.
So
You wouldn't believe the amount of gossip the maids get.
I need you to write up an entire document of the gossip you think the maids get up to about the party, including about Edicts. I need that in my life. I need the drama.
So Jesus Christ. So, by the way, when you're in their
Oh, wait, you said
recliner,
they
there
double
are
the temp
unseen servants.
Yeah.
They are massage experts.
Oh my god. So, by the way, Theo, because that means we get 8 temp hit points, right?
Correct. Well,
Hell yeah.
it's D4, so you roll 2d4. So
Oh, wait. No, it's
If I
plus my
remember correctly.
proficiency bonus. No, it's plus my proficiency bonus. And my
fine,
proficiency
then
bonus.
add a d6.
Okay, so I roll a 2d6. Okay. Ooh, 10! Everyone gets 10 temp HP.
Okay.
We
This is a
They have
dangerous
traps,
game
so
to
you
play.
have. All right.
Hi ho, hi ho. It's into the tunnel we go.
By the way, Katya will realize this as she like lays down and starts to relax. That her mind is a little bit free of the trauma that she once experienced.
And no more PTSD.
No, there's still PTSD.
So much-
It's just
so much
lesser.
PTSD,
it's a
bro.
lesser amount. So remember how I said it's unusual.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't heal Wounds of the Flesh.
Oh. Okay.
How much of it will we have to feed to our people to get them to stop having night terrors?
How much does
You probably need all
Natalia
3.
need?
God, probably a decent amount, let's be honest here.
She drinks a cup before bed just to stop making it get worse.
Listen. There's a reason that she probably, like, even though they're all staying there, she probably does, like, end up at some point, like, sneaking into Varula's bed or, like, something. Girl has night terrors. She 100% has night terrors, and we've made that canon.
Mm-hmm. And of course, Katya with her super high passive perception, who's used to having like younger siblings. Every time you like get up and walk across in the middle of the night, she notices.
Fucking the maids walking past Natalia's room, hearing her scream awake, and then they come back to Edict's. They were fucking getting busy last night. I heard her screaming. Varula has
Oh my-
talent.
Oh my god. Meanwhile, like, if they had stayed a little longer, they would have heard Natalia start crying. And absolutely just heard, like, the aftermath of that panic. It's fine.
I think that human girl's a little bit mean to the pink one. It always makes her cry.
I don't think their relationship is going that well these days.
Maybe we should intervene. Is it healthy? Are they doing okay? Listen, it's fine. I also like that in every campaign, well, not even every campaign, but every time Nat comes up, it's just the pink one.
Pink
It's
one.
a very quick and easy way to distinguish.
It's longer than her name.
How do I add?
Temp
Ah.
point? Yeah.
Hmm.
So I guess everyone has a really good breakfast. They're very full. They feel way stronger. And I think
Edicts finally gets a good night's sleep.
it's because 100% like Nat had like that full tavern duty closing thing as well. Like she turned the lights down, she started cleaning glasses, she scrubbed everything.
Last call.
Huh, so this is what it's like for them when I pamper them every night. I could get used to it. It's a shame I won't.
I know, Kitty's getting homesick. She's like, God, I remember when I used to live like this.
Oh my god.
Even though this happens with edicts and the maids every day in the keep.
Oh my god.
She's like, you know, I know we don't have any bills, I know we don't have any problems, but I feel like I needed this. That was a good
Okay,
voice
okay, okay.
reference.
Let's go down. Before we go down into the cave, can I like check the edges around the cave and see if there's anything like carved into the rocks, any arcane sigils or anything?
Not that you can tell.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna cast daylight on my staff, and then I'm gonna head down.
Alright, hold on. By the way, so this is what I imagine Natalia is when you finally refine this product.
What? I have so many questions. Oh my god. Lord.
Alright, back to business. Where is it? Da, 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 da,
Da,
da.
da, 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 da.
Okay. Um, Edix, you feel something familiar.
Oh, great. He's just remembering so many things today.
And that's all you get. Downward.
Edix will kind of his ears will perk and he'll like sniff the air, and from his suit he'll pull out the old Belinda book, opening it up to the middle where some pages have been carved out, and a dream catcher is found in the middle of the book, and he pulls it out and just kind of turns it slightly in the light, and just nods, puts it back in, closes the book, and then once the book goes into the suit, it ignites, and he's back in his Praetor suit. And then he'll say behind everyone as we're walking down into the tunnels. So someone has decided to wish upon a dying star once again.
I think
Is that?
Ominously.
that's come up with before a lot, and I think not just. What exactly do you mean?
This is more underneath his breath. He's not saying it to anyone.
Okay.
He's being ominous.
Oh my god. Oh, that's the wrong chat. Oh, going. Oh god. Okay.
All right.
It's almost as if you should have paid attention during the first time we had an RP book.
No, I know what it's from, but it's also come up more than that, and I'm rereading that stuff real quick.
If you reread
I had to get
a lore drop every time you get lore, you're gonna be rereading always.
Theo,
Good.
Here's the thing, Theo. My
The more
brain.
they read lore, the less they'll ask for part 2.
No, I always ask for part 2, but here's the thing, Theo. My brain has the space capacity of a computer in the 70s.
They could hold a lot.
I don't feel like they can hold as much as Theo gives us.
Hey, if they can make it to the moon and back, they can hold a lot of information.
Okay, sorry. Would you like me to go earlier? I have the space capacity in my brain of like what a caveman would think a computer was, which is a rock. A really heavy rock.
Yeah, you curve a
If
lot
a
into
caveman
a really
had the
heavy
concept of a
rock.
computer, I would be concerned.
No, they would. Here's the thing, Theo. They see a box, they think it was a rock. That's
You're
my
thinking
brain.
of that fucking Disney cartoon.
Which what?
When worlds collide.
I don't know what that one is.
Meet the Flintstones. Da 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 da.
Okay, continue though.
You know,
Also-
I didn't realize that the Flintstones and the Jetsons, I didn't realize that they were like the same thing for ages.
the Flintstones and the Jetstones are not the same thing.
No, they are. It's just one is caveman, one is like high tech future, but it's like the exact same thing.
They also live at the same planet.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the exact same family, just 3,000 years apart or whatever. 10,000? I don't know.
No,
Lots of
it's
years
not
apart.
even. They literally
No, the
just live
Jetsons
above
are
them.
in the air and the Flintstones are on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm having.
Look, I haven't seen those shows since I was like 8 years old. I just know they're the same.
All right. You peek through the entrance, and this is what you see.
Is that a pool in the center?
There's a 10-foot wide staircase that leads down into the room. The fountain appears to have clean water.
If we are officially going into the tunnels, I would request that we go ahead and end here. So we are like 15 minutes to 12.
I can do that.
Very well. Who knows? Maybe I'll even convert this document into Tailspire if I feel like
That
it.
would be really nice.
That would be
I'm
super cool.
sure it would.
Hopefully my
next-
power is
next
back by
week,
Sunday.
no one has a choice. We're having Strahd. No choices.
What?
We're having Strahd next week on
See,
Tuesday.
I was actually gonna ask after the combat was done if like literally like 2 hour like an hour and a half ago if you guys wanted to finish up with the party, but
Yeah, we're having Strahd next
No,
week.
we
No one
need
has
a
a
full
choice.
session.
We do need a
we
full
need
session.
the full session.
Also, Queen, you missed
Oopsie.
it. We all rolled to see what we would do tonight, right? All of
Yeah.
us, everyone at this table rolled a 3.
Oh my god.
It was
ted-
meant to be. We finished the battle.
I technically didn't roll, but everyone
you
else
did.
did roll. Did
Yes,
I?
you did.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone rolled. Even
Oh,
Bayo.
you're right. I did. Never mind.
We all got 3.
That's right. I did roll. Oh my god.
All right. So here's a question: what do we name the session?
3.
Grief.
No, I know.
I'm kidding.
No,
But, like-
we all know what we're naming the session.
Mercy.
She comes.
Fucking the last time that was said in the voice chat, keep scrolling up until it's said. I don't think anyone reacted to it.
Oh, yeah. Watch out, boy, she'll cheer you up. Oh, here she comes.
No, I
Bro,
was saying.
Since you guys, hang on, since none of my messages went through, I was having like a freak out after the power went out because there was this high pitched whistling and I could not figure out what it was. When I finally narrowed it down, it was the carbon monoxide detector. And so I was like, oh my god, am I gonna die? And so like when I unplugged it, it stopped. And so, but I wasn't sure if it was just like
That's
there was carbon monoxide.
that
I know.
Queen. Queen,
No,
never do
because-
that again.
Call the
No,
fire.
because-
Never
department.
do that again.
No,
That
I wasn't gonna
sounds
call the
like-
fire department because like it was a plug-in department, so I thought it might be making that sound because like the outlet wasn't working, and so I had to go.
No,
So
that's
I got
the
my
sound that you
No.
know there's
car.
carbon monoxide. Call the fucking fire department to come
Yes.
to your house.
That's what I
Even
did because I
now.
got my dog. I got my dog, and I drove to Ace Hardware, and I bought a different carbon monoxide detector. And when I brought it into the house, it didn't do anything.
Please still call the police and have that.
Okay,
not
but
police.
like that could
fire
that
department
one
have
could
them
just be
come check?
faulty.
Yeah,
Okay,
please, for your safety.
however, let's roll back. That carbon monoxide detector that was going haywire was plugged into an outlet and the power went out. That one
Yeah.
probably went faulty with the
It's
power
not-
going out because it was
it's not
plugged in
worth
instead
the
of battery
risk.
powered.
So it was just freaking out because there was like no more power, I think. Because when I tried to plug it into other outlets, it also started freaking out, and it didn't stop freaking out when I pressed the power reset button. It was letting me know there was no power and it wasn't working, I think. Also, I stayed in the house for a few hours after that, just with a bunch of windows
Oh,
open, and I was
God.
fine.
Okay, the
Queen?
windows were open. It's fine.
Queen, you stress me out so bad. With like a lot of love, I say that. With a lot
She's
of
like,
love, I say
yeah,
that.
she's like, this thing that lets you know there's an invisible killer. I just turned it off.
I love you
Don't
so
No, I
much.
couldn't
Dear
turn it off. That was the
fucking
problem. I had
God.
to unplug it.
Has anyone seen Stargate?
No.
Burnos, you've seen
Stargate?
Stargate,
Like,
right?
yeah.
I
I've
don't think
seen
I
the
have
movie.
actually.
I hate all of you. Wait,
I
you
just
But
said
yeah,
I
so I
watched
was
the
like,
movie.
I'll
Okay.
just keep the windows open. That way, if I do pass out, there will be enough fresh air that I don't die.
So like, what? Okay, in one of the episodes, like, the crew's like on a little ship they fucking acquired through sketchy ass means, and it's like screaming all kinds of bloody murder. It's letting you know that like the life support and everything's dying, and then the chick like hits it a few times, and they're like, "Oh, great, you fixed it." She's like, "Oh no, I just turned off that annoying alarm." But
Okay,
Iconic.
so like I was trying to share earlier, we all know what the session is going to be named. We're calling it couples counseling.
Oh my God. I would say I would
I
vote for a
approve.
merciful death or mercy finally strikes or something like that because I feel like
No,
that's the bigger thing of the
If
session.
it's gonna
Didn't
be
technically
Mercy,
strike
it's
it.
gonna be Mercy Comes.
Oh my God. Listen,
Mercy
y'all, I
comes to
will say
couples
though, I was
counseling.
very proud of my RP. Thank you. Continue though, but Mercy, I feel like it should be something about Mercy though, because that's the first time in session we've had Mercy mentioned.
Here she comes.
now, interestingly
What the
enough,
hell?
guess which RP? Guess which not RP? Guess which book won?
Oh, Mercy and Redemption have a meeting.
Yes.
Mercy.
I'm so happy that one won.
Redemption doesn't set on this land because the fucking prison that he was on isn't on our.
But I don't think that was redemption in that thing. Oh, it was. Okay, we're not talking about the man that jumped. We're not talking about Brown. We're talking about actual broken crown man inside the cell. Yeah.
Balthor.
I'm amazed Talon hasn't responded regarding that lore dump. How
He
no
doesn't.
fear. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful day.